Hi, this is Jessica from CutesyCrafts.com. A few of you had some questions about cutting felt with your silhouette after watching my last video. Make sure if you haven't watched it yet to go back and watch it. There's some good information in there. But I wanted to show you, there's different kinds of felt, and I just wanted to show you the difference in how they cut. And then I also wanted to do some experiments with trying different backings. So what I've got here, the pink that you see, all of this pink is what I use most often. This is National Nonwovens Wool Blend. I think it's their 80-20 blend. And then this is also National Nonwovens, but it's a little bit higher in wool content. And it's also, just this one happens to be a little bit thicker. So depending on what batch of felt you get, it can be thinner or thicker. So this is National Nonwovens Wool Blend, and so is this right here, and it's really smooth and it cuts. This one especially cuts really great. This is an acrylic felt that you would get off of the bolt at the craft store. So not those craft sheets, but actual that you would buy by the yard. I think it's like $4.99 a yard at the craft store. So this was like a thinner one that I have found, and then this is also acrylic felt from the craft store, and this is just, it was a little bit more thicker and more billowy. And so I just wanted to show you how they cut differently. Along this row right here, it has Wonder Under, just like I showed in the last video. All of these ones here have Wonder Under ironed onto the back. Right here, I actually did something, I had an idea. I have a manual die cutting machine, and it has a crank on it. I'll show you right here. This is the Evolution from We Are Memory Keepers, made by Lifestyle Crafts. So I loaded up the felt in there. I noticed when I was cutting felt with it that it tended to make the felt thinner. So I thought that maybe if I ran it through there with a couple small thin sheets of cardboard, that it might work a little bit better because it was thinning out the felt. So those are all thinned out using my Evolution die cutting machine. This row right here, these are all, they have freezer paper ironed on the back. So I didn't do any rolling through my machine. Oh, and these, by the way, have Wonder Under ironed on the back as well. So these right here just all have freezer paper ironed onto the back. So we're gonna see how that works, because I know a lot of you were curious about that. And then right here, this one right here just has nothing on the back, so that will be our control square right there. And I just used this blend because I know just from experience that that one's gonna work the best. So that is that one. And then this one right here has the Silhouette brand interfacing, the sewable interfacing ironed onto the back of it. For some reason it came out looking a different color. I think that when I ironed it something happened. But anyway, so that one has Silhouette brand sewable interfacing on the back, and it says it was a temporary adhering thing, so that's totally a real word. Anyway, I wanted to see if I could peel it off afterwards, because if I could, that would be really great. And I'm just going to be cutting out letter A's. So I have my speed on a 3, thickness on 33, and my blade depth at a 10. So again, if you haven't watched my other video, that would probably be a good thing to do before trying this, because there's lots of good detailed information on there. I'm just going to scoot this forward. Make sure that you have the double cut box checked. So we're doing a double cut, and I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it doesn't mess up. And I'm going to show you what happens when we cut. And here I really want you to see what it does on the freezer paper. I tried this out before and I didn't have great results, but maybe we'll have a better day today with the freezer paper. I have not tried out using my Evolution yet, so I'm really curious to see what happens with the felt that I flattened. And the freezer paper so far looks like it's working better than the last time I tried. So last time I tried to do the freezer paper, the felt lifted off of the freezer paper and then it just kind of was sliding around all over the place. It looks to be holding a little bit more still this time, which is a good thing. But I can see that it is kind of moving around, so maybe you wouldn't be able to do super detailed shapes, but still it might be worth doing. And I don't know if you can see that, but the one without any kind of backing is just totally crinkling up and sliding around all over the mat. And that's the one with the Silhouette sewable interfacing on the back of it. And I'm really curious because I really have no idea how this is going to turn out. So first off, let's check our ones with the Wonder Under on the back. So that came out really great. The detail even came out in the middle. This is the thicker National Nonwovens. As you can see, it didn't really cut out. You can see there's like score marks in there. So you'd have to go back with scissors and cut that out. So that wasn't great because it was too thick. Same brand of felt, just one was thicker than the other because it was a different batch and possibly because it was a different amount of wool. This is the acrylic from the craft store. It cut out better than the thick one, but still there are some areas that I would need to cut with scissors. And that in the middle is not peeling out either, but better than the thick felt. And then I have a little bit thicker acrylic felt over here. And that actually cut out okay on the side right there, but it was just kind of like the other thick one. So it just really depends on your thickness with the Wonder Under. As expected, this one came out great. Was the thinner felt with the Wonder Under. It was already thin, so that one worked. This one that was thicker that I ran through my machine, I'm really excited that that came out a lot better. So there's still more snipping, but definitely better than that one right there. So running it through my evolution actually really helped. This is the acrylic from the craft store. Kind of the same as before I rolled it through. Maybe came out a little bit better. And then the thicker one, thicker acrylic, still didn't come all the way out, but definitely better than the one before I rolled it through my evolution. Okay, so now the freezer paper. So wow, that actually worked really great. So and then I can peel this off, and that will need a little bit of stipping, but there's nothing on it now. So that is really a good result. Like I said, I had varying results before. So just, you know, with anything, I guess it's gonna depend on how you do it. So just peeled that off of the freezer paper. It cut out at the bottom, just similar to how the Wonder Under handled it. So if you thinned it, you might get that result. If you rolled it through the evolution. So, but good thing it didn't slide around like it did on me before. Alright, this is from the craft store. It didn't come out great, and it's kind of, I don't really like craft store felt anyway, but that doesn't really look very good. The lines aren't very crisp on it, and it got really deformed when I pulled it off of the freezer paper. And here is the thicker craft store felt. I'm gonna pull that freezer paper off. We got some score marks, but not really very great. So definitely, if you want to cut felt with your Silhouette, the National Nonwovens, I love their felt anyway for everything that I do, and it cuts a lot better on the machine. It's a little bit more expensive, but worth the cost. So then down here, I'm going to move down. This was without any backing, and it kind of cut, but this is lopsided. This over here is really big. This is really small because it was just kind of bunching up and sliding all over the mat without any kind of a backing on it. And then this is with the Silhouette interfacing. So that came out great. Silhouette interfacing is more expensive than Wonder Under, so if you're gonna iron on an interfacing, I recommend using the Wonder Under. But I wanted to see if this was really temporary or if I could peel it off. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to peel it off. So I don't know if it like depends on over time. Like, yeah, I'm gonna ruin it if I try and peel that off. So it's not really temporary so far as it looks. I don't know if it will become temporary after it's been on there longer. So anyway, there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. I think freezer paper is definitely worth trying out. I probably wouldn't try it on the acrylic felt, but I just don't really like acrylic felt. Maybe you could do it if you had a manual die cutting machine and rolled it through first. So remember with the Evolution die cutting machine or any die cutting machine, you would put a couple pieces of cardboard in there too along with it and roll it through to flatten it. And then you'll get much better results when your felt is too thick. Like this white one was really thick, but it cut a lot better after being rolled through. And so did this acrylic felt. So, you could try it on freezer paper if you really don't want that backing on there. This one worked really well. We still have the middle in there, but that worked great. And now there's no backing on it. So I would say if you have some freezer paper lying around, that it's worth a try. The first time I tried it, like I said, I did not have success. It came off of the freezer paper and was sliding around, but this time it seemed to be really stuck on there. So maybe I just didn't have it ironed down long enough. So I definitely will be trying out using freezer paper more because I have a giant roll of it. But I also will still keep using Wonder Under because I like it, and I'll definitely be using this method. I'm really excited that thinning it with my manual die cutting machine helps so much. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my blog at cutesycrafts.com. And I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.